Good morning. Good morning. How great to see everyone in attendance this morning. It's an overflow crowd, and I'm really grateful it's not raining. So I have the privilege to be the MC today with this courageous crew over here, and I believe they're going to wow you with their theatrical reading. I want to introduce Elly Contreras. She really is the driving force behind this performance and this movement. Elly was born in the Netherlands and immigrated to Canada in 1973 when she was 24 years old. And there she met her husband, Elly Contreras, and he was born in Chile. They operated a printing and marketing business in Spruce Grove, Alberta for 30 years. After participating in a Rotary Volunteer Week with Project Amigo in Colima, Mexico, Elly and Ramiro got hooked on Mexico and decided to snowbird in Manzanillo for 10 years before making Lake Chapala their permanent home, hoping to better address Ramiro's dementia diagnosis. She has served in numerous leadership capacities in her community through the Chamber of Commerce, Alberta Summer Games, Toastmasters, Rotary, and which she joined in 1996. She is currently a member of the Rotary Club of Ajijic and an honorary member of Rotary E-Club of Canada 1. Elly and Ramiro have traveled through over 32 countries, learning about their cultures and languages, and now call Lake Chapala home. With Ramiro's dementia progressing and a lack of resources and stigma around the disease, she desired to create more awareness and started researching the topic. Out of this study was born Lakeside DayBreak Dementia Support. You may have seen Elly and Ramiro walking hand in hand through Ajijic on the Malecon. Elly loves life and is grateful for all the opportunities it has offered. She loves to write, spending time outdoors, meeting new people, and be around friends and family, but most of all, spending time with the love of her life, Ramiro. So.
Thank you. Thank you, Greg. And good afternoon, friends of Lakeside. It's just unbelievable. Everybody told me, well, if you book a spot in July or August, you maybe have 30 people, but this is amazing. We have a full house. But then, with more than 55 million people around the world dealing with dementia, and a large percentage of elderly living amongst us here at Lakeside, it's important that we start learning and talking about this disease and create more awareness. So what is to whom I may concern? Inspired by her work with individuals with Alzheimer's and their families, to whom I may concern is the brainchild of Maureen Matthews, who has worked with memory-impaired individuals for over 30 years, searching for a way to support and encourage dialogue between individuals with dementia and the people around them. Maureen developed the project as a way to facilitate this communication from a single group performance created as part of her dissertation. Tia, to whom I may concern, has grown into a program that is used by groups around the United States and Australia to help understand what it means to have a diagnosis of dementia. This is the first time this program is offered in Mexico, with our very courageous cast who shared their stories and experiences of memory loss, which has been turned into a beautiful flowing performance crafted by Alicia Knox, who you'll get to meet in a moment. Those who are part of the share group experience that despite their memory impairment, They're able to connect with others in a similar situation. They learn from each other and reshape their conversation around cognitive change. They're able to see themselves as an I. While out in society, they may feel and be seen as an it. On April 7th, we held our first performance at St. Andrew's Church with an amazing turnout of more than 130 people and many people online. Today, we are back by popular demand, after we learned that many people were unable to attend the first performance. With this performance, we hope to remove the stigma of progressive brain illness and invite you to join us in the building of a more dementia-friendly and inclusive community. Back to Craig.
A little bit of housekeeping. I forgot to mention about the cards. These are index cards. You're to write 5 things that you believe at this point that people experiencing dementia and cognitive memory challenges experience. And then after the performance, I will ask you to write down what you then believe that people experience. So I have the privilege today to introduce Alicia Knox. And she is the co-founder of Project Somos Learning Village in Guatemala, where she lived for 13 years. And Alicia is a highly respected professional photographer known for making authentic connections with her subjects and other people. She also works with individuals to tell their stories through guided autobiography classes and short films called digital stories. With a background that spans 30 years in the nonprofit world, Alicia consistently demonstrates the ability to build authentic community while listening to and documenting people's stories. Alicia took the role of scribe for To Whom I May Concern. Her engaging approach and her deep compassion for her subjects made her an ideal person to do this work. As well as all of the above, Alicia also has been my wife for 20 years. You should be congratulating her. You have the patience to deal with me. So I didn't want to say that at the beginning because then you'd know what I said might have been biased. It's just really objective, truly. So we strongly believe in the power of preserving our precious life stories. Together we facilitate classes in autobiography, guided autobiography, or memoir writing, in person and online. It's a creative process of writing one's life 2 pages at a time. We have a sign-up sheet over there and flyers if you want to learn more about this meaningful process. So please join me in welcoming Alicia.
Good morning, everyone. So the process that took us to our initial performance and now our second performance was a 5-week class where we met every Monday morning at the Anglican Church, and Elly led our cast through a series of questions, probing questions about what it's like to live with cognitive changes, how it's affected them in their lives and those around them. And as the scribe, I was writing down everything they said, and then when that was completed, I put it together into a script. So I'm going to invite our cast members up now, and then they will start their performance of reading their script, and I will stay up here in case there's any glitches or support needed. So if you come up, I will introduce each of you. So Pearlie, you're here. Yeah. You can see how many people.
Look back and see.
So, we do have 5 members, but the 5th one is actually up north right now, so we've had to exclude him from the script today. So, sending out our love and best wishes to Robert English. So, we have Kat Bowen, Curly Lieberman, Alan Saul, and Ron Howardson. And yeah, thank you. Okay, when you're ready, Kat, you're up.
I have a calendar for every second of every day, filled with appointments to follow.
I have a piece of paper all over the place that help me remember as well.
I have a calendar, and that thing is packed. I often miss appointments. I often mix up what month and day it is. I often don't feel well and cancel things.
My phone beeps to warn me a half hour before I need to go somewhere. I miss appointments, but I contact them. They know where I am. I'm not shy about it.
To my new reality, to put it bluntly, I am pissed off. I have not been an easy patient. I've gone in and out of care homes. This is the last one. I intend for this home to be the end of the road. I was a dancer, and I started falling down. That's when I got myself diagnosed with dementia. It has manifested in the physical for me. I'm certainly not tap dancing anymore. I was in a book club but stopped being able to read. The reading has come back. I haven't fully accepted my diagnosis. From talking to others, I know acceptance is important. I'm sorry, I still can't tell you I accept it. I know the few times I did accept it, I felt better. I started going to a therapist. It helped me to talk. She's very nice. Just having someone to talk to helps me. What I remember, I went to a psychiatrist. Someone must have sent me. The psychiatrist sent me to Guadalajara for 8 million tests. The result was that I have dementia. That's what she said. She also told me that I have a really high IQ and I am good with language. I asked her, do I have to pay you for telling me that? I know I'm smart. I believe that the word dementia was mentioned. I now go to a doctor every 5 minutes and have 1 million doctors. They still have never given me another diagnosis. I have no idea. Maybe if I wrote a letter, an open general letter to all those who care about me. So here goes. To whom I may concern. I know you think I've made a mistake. You think I meant to whom it may concern. But it's not a mistake. This letter is not about an it, a nameless, faceless object. This letter is about an I, and that is me. I'm writing to let you know what it's like to be me these days. My life has changed. Most people don't even let others know about it. We keep quiet about this. You see, I have been diagnosed with dementia. Sounds bad, right? Actually, it's a terrible word, to lose one's mind. Huh. How am I doing this? Okay. Well, disproving what I'm about to say. You can see that I haven't lost my mind. Thank you. Don't go away. I have some problems, yes, but I'm still managing one day at a time. Which brings me back to the purpose of my letter. I want to share with you what it's like to live with this terrible disease. Yes, it is a terrible disease, but that doesn't mean that my life is terrible. I want so much for you to understand, because I think it would make you more comfortable when we're together. I can't always find the words to do it when I'm with you in person. And actually, that's part of the problem. Sometimes my mind goes blank, and by the time I find the words, you've already moved on to the next topic. I'm hoping a letter will be a better way to share my thoughts with you. Oops. A letter allows me to find the words without losing your attention. So here it goes. Let me start at the beginning, which takes me back to the first days of memory tests. Those were scary times. I've spoken to many others who have gone through the same thing. And for all of us, getting a diagnosis was the beginning of a whole new chapter in our lives.
I get very confused. Thankfully, my husband comes with me to the doctor appointments. When I leave the doctor, I have to ask my husband what the doctor said. I am concerned. They do give a lot of drugs, and then they change them. I'm not sure I trust doctors.
I started to notice some issues. I used to talk a lot. My memory started to go progressively, getting less and less. In my opinion, I'm not afraid of what I have. It happens. I have to live with it. I prefer to sit and read now. I used to be really outgoing. We still travel until I can no longer.
I noticed my memory getting bad. The cardiologist told me to go to the memory clinic, but I didn't. Years later I went, and my diagnosis took a while. So many tests. The neurologist said I have primary progressive aphasia, and later diagnosed me with Alzheimer's disease. It explained a lot.
I wasn't getting the gist of what other people were saying. I had an assessment done. I definitely have issues with maintaining what is going on. I forget things.
To those that tell us what and how to do it, we are doing our best to adapt, to continue living our lives. But the ground under our feet is shifting. I have a whiteboard. Everything goes on it. A friend of mine said to me, "Oh, I always write things on a piece of paper." I wanted to slap him. I am so beyond writing on a little piece of paper. The whiteboard works for me. It isn't pretty though, but it works for me. I have an electric clock that says the day of the week and the date. I cross-reference everything. I'm used to it, and for now, that works for me. When you have dementia, they say you're supposed to exercise your brain, learn new things.
I wake up every morning. I feel blessed.
Thank you.
I am so grateful in so many other ways. I keep reflecting on that.
Internally, I didn't do much adapting. I just want to make sure I enjoy my life. I thought about giving up driving, and I still have it after many weeks.
I had to give up driving 1 year ago. That has been very difficult. I experienced a lack of independence, and that is big. That was big.
I bought a new car the day before I was diagnosed. I do not drive anymore. I think I still could, but with the traffic here, I wouldn't want to.
I never liked driving.
I drove a school bus for 8 years. It was hard for me to give up driving. I think it's fun. It would be too much of a risk now.
Cars kill people. I prefer my bike. I can still ride the bike and enjoy it.
Oop. Oh, sorry. For me, the car was the biggest symbol of independence. I know how to take a taxi. I do it. I don't like it. It's not the way I want to go, but I don't walk well either.
My husband goes to bed later than me. He told me I fell in the bedroom. I don't remember a thing. I woke up with a Band-Aid. I asked, where did it come from? I don't remember any of it. I don't know what happened. It makes me very anxious. It is frightening and causes a lot of anxiety. I can cook. I can shop. I like to get out of the house every single day. I'm a social person. I feel much better when I am connecting.
Socializing is important for me too.
I worry about autonomy.
I've given up yoga. I've given up hiking. I've given up classes. I just can't keep up. It all inhibits me. I like to learn things. I'm very curious. I have problems playing games now. I just can't do it. It's too confusing, and I can't follow what's going on. My life has totally changed.
Processing things is hard. I had a confusion this morning with David, who I took for Matt, the UU minister. So it's embarrassing. When driving, I have to really concentrate. When several people are talking at the same time, that's impossible.
I don't like crowds at all because I become overwhelmed and anxious.
I wrote a book about time. I'm still working on it. It's about how the brain processes time. It's About Time is the title. And I'm spending time working on the book. My wife and I do puzzles every day, like Wordle and Connections and Worldle. I used to do the New York Times crosswords every day. Now it's every week or so. I do a lot of reading. I read lots of different things.
I read a lot. I always have one book going, sometimes two, but I don't really like that. I have always been a big reader. When I was first diagnosed, I thought I couldn't read. By the time I got to the second page, I forgot what was on the first page. The ability to read has come back to me. I was in a book club, but I can't do that anymore. I'm glad I'm out. They weren't reading books I wanted to read.
Italian opera. I pretty much like all kinds of music. I love music. It lifts me up. Italian opera. I pretty much like all kinds of music, except I don't like country. If I could put music on, I feel a million times better.
I love music too, and it's been very nice to have lots of good music lakeside. Because of my aphasia, my voice is going away. I have to be conscious of speaking loudly.
I don't think about what I am saying, it just comes out of my mouth. I find myself talking a lot, which has been noticed by others, of course. I'm also bipolar. I feel cut off. I go into another tangent. Some people get frustrated with me.
Well, the worst thing you can say to someone with dementia, remember when? No, I don't.
I get confused handling money. Trying to pay or figure out a bill or check is impossible now.
One of the things that's hard for me is when more than one person is talking. I get irritated when people talk too much. Crowded places are hard.
I don't like people talking when I'm trying to think. I can't hold on to my own thoughts. I say, I've had a lot, I can't take this much stimulation.
I have to concentrate when I'm driving. My wife has learned not to talk when I'm driving.
Again? Shoot. Sorry. To all those who want to avoid us because they don't understand, the truth is that people leave. They leave and I cry. I cry a lot. Before I was very active. I'm single and that's fine with me. I do have a lot of people in my life. I know people from all the activities I was involved with. I feel like a lot of people don't know what to do with me, so they don't do anything. That's been hard for me. I'm a very social person. To have so many people leave has been difficult. I would like to see some of those people I used to do stuff with reach out to me. I was reaching out to them, but don't as much anymore. I don't know how to make it happen. I went to Elly's presentation on dementia. People don't understand what is going on with us. That was a big theme of the talk. Some of the people that are closest to me don't want to come to this performance because they are uncomfortable with the whole concept. But we're not the only ones who are changing. Dementia has a way of changing the people around us too. Well, we have friends and loved ones and even healthcare professionals who treat us very differently when they learn that we have cognitive changes. This disease can bring out the best in people and sometimes, sadly, the worst. I've heard stories that really warm your heart and others that make you cry.
I'm not afraid to say I don't understand. I'm living with a memory loss. It's a fact of life. I may not remember some things in a few days. I tell people right up front.
Oops.
It's new to me too, but I want to know people. I tell people right up front, their voice, now you've got it. I'm not going to try hide it. I learned something today about physicality. I have a cane. I've fallen a few times, broken my fingers. I have to live with it. If they don't want to talk to me, they don't have to.
When I got diagnosed, my wife realized I wasn't just making it up. I never really talked much. Now there's an explanation for that. It may seem like the diagnosis is an excuse for that, but it is the way it is. It's nice to get the diagnosis to understand what's going on.
I know I've changed. I used to talk a lot. Now I listen a lot.
I am very social. I still have the ability to socialize, but find myself not socializing like I used to. I feel unable to make plans due to my mental state and my health challenges from day to day. I still like to go out and sing plays and musical. It is great for me. People keep saying, "How are you?" I don't want to go on, as I don't think people can grasp my health issues. I can go out with them, have a good time. I only talk about it with my very close friends. I try to make the best of it all. I am pretty much in a good mood every day. We don't know what the future is going to be. I try to maintain a positive attitude. I'm going to make the best of my life. I turn down a lot of social things. Friends call, they want to play games, I can't play games. I can't read well, they don't know I have all these things going on. It's like a lot of them to take in. I can't even take it all in myself. I'm embarrassed. This is going to be hard for me. I am worried about what I was going to do after this program. What am I going to do without it?
Dear friends and past friends, there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to tell everyone. I didn't want them not knowing what the hell was happening to me. I have good people in my life, and I felt that they would be there for me. Many of them have told me that they know other people that didn't tell them. They preferred that I did tell them. I've lost people along the way. Only the close friends have stuck around. I butt dialed an old friend the other day. We had a lovely conversation. She hasn't called me in I don't know how long. I understand people are getting on with their lives. Every time they say, I wish I could be there for you, I tell them, honestly, that's all I want. But they don't ever come.
When people started asking what happened, I said, you're going to know it up front. I am going to say things that are stupid. I've got cognitive issues. You can join me whether you like it or not. Tomorrow I might not be talking. Most have started to ask me questions. I don't have the answers.
You don't know what is going to happen. I'm going to be 77. I want to live the rest of my life. You can't change it. I adapt to it. I tell my close friends. They see it with the games and confusion. It's hard to understand it. The big thing is that I talk a lot. Once I stop talking, that could be a big thing. Don't get me wrong, I do get depressed, but I am grateful. There are days I prefer to retreat. However,
I don't tend to like to talk to people. I haven't had any bad reactions. Generally, people seem to care.
I have been searching for something like this group for a long time. I used to function well and also create groups related to my profession. I have long searched for something that allowed me to interact and relate to others with similar complications, issues as mine. I do have macular degeneration and Parkinson's disease. I, as of yet, have not met anyone with Parkinson's to have a conversation with.
Dear friend who has just been diagnosed, let me tell you what gets me up in the morning. For me, I have to have something to do. I have to have a project. I'm writing down recipes, and that keeps me occupied. I've been a healthy eater all my life, and that's not always possible when you live in a care facility. I've decided to start making salads in my room, maybe share my recipes with the cook in the home. A healthy diet must include vegetables and may help slow down the progress. When I was first diagnosed, I thought it was the end of life, so I sold my house and I sold my car, which I had just bought the day prior to my appointment. Then I realized I made a mistake and decided not to just give up. It's not the end. We can still live life to the fullest.
It's a new day. I try not to look back. As far as hope, that's what I have, because I don't know what the future will bring.
A lot of people I have known have socially changed. I haven't. In my mind, that I haven't. It's hard for me to understand when friends respond by saying, you already told me that. I understand, but I don't remember. I don't shrug it off, but I try not to get upset. I have to figure out how to circumvent that. As you guys know, you try hard to something and you don't get over it. You isolate yourself. Sometimes I think my friends don't want to hear from me. I expect they're going to say, repeat myself, and they often do.
I have such good days and bad days. I cancel a lot of social things. Like the other night, we had an event we were invited to. I no longer do well in large groups.
For me, listening to music, reading, working, being out in nature and bike rides get me up in the morning.
I try to talk about what it's like for me. If I do something wrong, it isn't going to get fixed. I'm still going to do the same thing. I say, "Hey, I'll try to do better." Having dementia slammed early onsets, cognitive, all this stuff, that's fine. That doesn't help me walk. I have to go to the physiotherapist. What do I have to work on? Physical part, the mental part, and the command center.
Meeting people. I love Mexicans. I know how to relate to them even without the language. I have learned to be discerning. I love beauty. It stimulates me. It's all in my heart. Mexicans see my heart. That makes my day. And appreciation for what I have. I feel blessed and I'm grateful. That's what gives me hope.
If the sun is up, I'm up. I don't think about what I've got or what is happening to me. Okay. They will look at me when I'm talking. I may go off. I forget names a lot. They may say, "You know me," for a long time. And I say, "Yep." But that's what it's like for me now. I forget things. I don't remember your name. That's the way it is. Then the name may come to me. The doctor says it's cognitive. I have to live with it. The more people that know, the more they understand. I know it's frustrating for my life if I don't write it down. If I write it down, the more I remember, the better. Every day my wife will write down what we will do that day. I have to live with it. I'm not going to go and hide it in the corner. Nobody has been able to tell me if you're getting a bit better. I don't think so. I have a saying, I'm still walking on the earth. As long as I'm still walking on the earth, I'm okay.
I feel I've become disabled. I was so active, swimming and hiking. Nature brings me joy. I'm not able to do those things I used to do. I have to accept it. My husband has been very kind. I don't know what I'd do without him. I have fear about my memory loss getting worse. I don't think I want to stick around. My father had it. I know others. I don't want to burden people. I don't think I do well in assisted living. I'm not even going to move unless the situation is better than what I have. The dementia doesn't scare me, but it could happen. It's in the back of my mind. I want to enjoy myself for the next time I have left.
We have traveled a lot. We both wanted to move down here. We're going to finish our lives here, however that comes about.
To whom I may concern. What more can I tell you? Let me just end by going back to the I of your concern. You can see from our stories that we are ordinary people trying to make the most of a difficult situation. We don't want to disappear. We're doing all the things the experts say we should be doing. We exercise our minds and our bodies. We keep up with the research. We take our pills. We also try to forget. I know that may sound funny. Forgetting is at the heart of the problem. But we do try to forget about our illness. We don't want it to define us. We are more than our memory. And on that note, let me end this letter. Enough about me. How are you these days? Let's get together soon. And thanks for listening and for your concern. Fondly, Curly.
Gratefully, Kat.
Happily, Alan.
With love, Ron.
Thank you so much.
believe we have time for questions. Does anyone have a question? I'll bring a mic right over to you.
Is that okay? Whoops. Is that okay? My name is Sandy Kramer. I've been coming here since 2003. I've had a 9-year gap, but I'm back. And my concern is, what am I going to tell them at the airport when I get back to Miami and they say, "Man, why do you have a Mexican residency visa in your card?" And I thought, and I'm going to say it's my long-term care insurance. It's also my short-term because I have to come for dental implant work. What I wanted to know, and thank you very much for sharing your experiences. I spent the last year visiting a friend who had dementia in a nursing home. She passed 2 months ago, but she was 94. Anyhow, I've started getting into like spiritualism and Reiki and all that kind of stuff. And yesterday I started reading a book called Sound Medicine, How to Use Ancient Science of Sound to Heal the Body and Mind, by a neurologist who was born in India, raised and trained in the United States, and she's now calling a senior moment, integrative medicine. And I'm wondering if any of you have had any experience with sound therapy. I know you've talked about music. I've just Googled it, and it does say, excuse me, sound and music can be therapeutic for individuals with dementia, potentially improving cognitive function, reducing agitation, and enhancing mood and quality of life. So I do have a picture of the book if anybody wants to read about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kat would like to say something. You still have a microphone.
Oh, I've had sound. I used to live in Hawaii, so I did a lot of that. And we used to go in the forest and sit around in a circle with the crystal bowls. And it was so meditative. You go into another dimension. I haven't found anyone that quite does it that way, but it is very healing. I've done a lot of alternative healing.
Great. Yeah. Anybody else in the group? Ron, Alan, Curly? No? Okay, Elly has a comment about that.
There's lots of wonderful theories, and I'd like to invite you to put your name on the list there with a little bit of a word about it so that I can contact you, because I have a Facebook page as well where I share a lot of information related to dementia. Any more questions?
Charlie.
Over there.
Well, I have a very stupid question.
Okay, Charlie, wait for David with the mic.
I had developed.
Hold on.
Charlie, wait.
I have a ridiculous question. I had developed bypass and different kinds of methods all of my life to avoid problems that I have. But I hear these people talking about dementia, and everything they described, I've experienced it all in my damned life. I've just developed the ability to cover it up very well and develop talents and other things. And I wonder how many people in this class, in this room, feel like they may have suffered from dementia for years or maybe all their life. Are there any others like me? That's what I would like to know. I think you're beautiful and you're wonderful. Would you like to talk about it? I would like to hear what you have to say.
We're asking questions.
First of all, thank you all for sharing your stories. One of the things I've always wondered, because I think we all experience memory issues from time to time, it's very common. And So how do you know if you're actually having a more serious problem? For those of you who can recall, I'm curious about whether you got yourself to the doctor for your first diagnosis, or were you encouraged by a friend or a family member who noticed the differences?
You still might go for it.
I got myself there. I knew there was something more going on. I could just tell. So,
You know, I felt that my memory was getting even worse than it always had been. And my cardiologist, I talked to my cardiologist a lot, and he suggested I go to the memory clinic, but I realized that they probably wouldn't do much for me. So it took another 10 years or so, and I finally went to the memory clinic and had the cognitive testing, and they said I was fine. Went back the next year for follow-up, and again, cognitive testing showed I was fine. They did an MRI, so that was fine. And then, I don't know, 3 years later, some years later, after a lot of different changes, I went to another neurologist, and the cognitive testing showed that I had this primary progressive aphasia where you lose language, the logopenic variety where you can't remember words, can't recall words. And then a few months later they did an amyloid PET scan and said I had Alzheimer's as well, and put me on one of these amyloid scavenger medicines, lecanemab. And I had 6 infusions of that, and then I had problems with the neurologist who was being a jerk, and so I stopped that. And anyway, I left there, and I'm here now, so it doesn't matter. And the treatments are not really there yet. They have a very small efficacy, and they really are not very well tested. So I'm just very happy to live life still and do the best I can.
I have a very wonderful psychiatrist, and if it wasn't for her, I don't think I'd be here. I started to notice changes, and then I was sent to, I think it was it the neurologist in the quality care? So I had a scan, I brought it to her, and she noticed that he didn't read it correctly. So she sent me to this neurologist in Guadalajara who's excellent. I highly recommend him. And I did about 6 or 7 tests, and not only did they find that, but I have a lot of, like I said, I have Parkinson's, I have ADHD, I have, what else do I have in my eyes? Macular degeneration. I'm alive. I'm here talking. So through all those tests, they discovered a lot of things, a lot more than I thought was happening. So at that point, then they start to work with you and start, yes, I don't like medication, believe me. I've tried all kinds of alternative things. Living in Maui, that's what they do. They're into alternatives. And gradually, I saw the changes. I mean, still not perfect, but I can function. I still, as long as I can talk, I'm okay. So once I stop talking, it's a big deal. That's a problem. So, I'll take a look at that and we'll see what happens after that. My own.
Thank you. For those of you that still have questions, I think we're running out of time. We have there's some business cards there on the table, and there's a list where you can enter your name and short, and the index card, I'm at the end. So I just like to I'd just like to thank our cast here for an amazing job they did. You set an example for others dealing with memory loss. We admire you for your courage. It has brought changes within yourself as well as you expressed as you expressed to us. This performance would not have been possible without your willingness to share. We all learn a lot from you, and we also, yeah. It's also important that I recognize the care partners who have supported you during this time. I don't think Sarah is here, but Elaine is here, and Richard is here, and Peggy, is Peggy here? Yeah, Peggy is here, but Robert is not here. And we have Jen supporting Curly here. I'm also very grateful for the founder, Audrey, and my teacher, Laura, of whom I may concern, for allowing me to bring this amazing program to Lakeside in Mexico. And thank you, Alicia, to accept the role as scribe, and for Greg for being such wonderful, loving team members. Just a few closing, I'm almost done. After our first performance in April, each of the cast members wanted to continue with the weekly sharing meetings. And since then, it has grown and is open to others who are dealing with memory loss or have been diagnosed with cognitive decline. We continue to hear from others who feel the need to share and learn from each other. And we're also starting a second sharing group. So if any of you are in the situation as these cast members, we will start another group in the fall, and you can leave your name with us. And also, every Monday morning, they meet at 10:30 at the St. Andrew's Church, and anybody who is dealing with similar issues is welcome to join. And again, take my business card if you have questions. There's also a support group for spousal care partners who meets here every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock. And that's an amazing support group. We are also considering a future program to whom we may concern, where spousal care partners are able to share. We have stories too, and I think that you'll be interested to hearing our stories. So thank you all for your interest, and thank you again for the cast, and thank you, David.